Welcome to Bizworld. I'm Farah, Nabilah Wazer. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim urges academicians, financial institutions and policymakers to work together in order to build and realise a future where Islamic economics and finance is not just an alternative but a solution that is able to deliver tangible and substantive results.
Academicians must continue to push the boundaries of knowledge, align the theoretical and ethical dimensions of Islamic economics, and develop practical applications aligned with these core Madani principles. Now, financial institutions, of course, must integrate these principles into core structures and decision-making process and ensure that their products are equitable and accessible.
Note address at the International Conference on Islamic Economics and Finance today. He also said the government aims to promote a new method of civilizational development guided by the Madani economy principles. The Madani concept introduced by the government puts forward an economic framework based on 6 principles, namely sustainability, care and compassion, respect, innovation, prosperity and trust. Fitch Solutions company BMI has made an upward revision to its forecast for the average price palm oil futures contracts from 3,515 ringgit to 3,750 ringgit per tonne this year. In a note, the firm said that in part this reflects the subsequent persistence of price strength, which saw contracts rise by 23.2% between June and September. It added palm oil prices have more or less traded within 5% or 3,851 ringgit per tonne since mid-2022. In the short term, the firm considers palm oil prices to be capped in light of price trends, with expectations for large soybean harvest and weak demand in China. Moreover, the impact of the El Nino event is expected to dissipate between April and June, as cultivation conditions in Indonesia and Malaysia is expected to be quite subdued. BMI said the world palm oil market will generate a production surplus of 2 million tonnes in the 2023-24 season, a 3-season low. The FBM KLCI is expected to stay volatile as investors consider February's earnings reports, the US Federal Reserve's rate cut timeline delay, and the Shanghai Composite Index rebound sustainability. However, Hong Leong Investment Bank Research remains optimistic for KLCI's long-term rebound, driven by stable domestic politics, increased foreign risk appetite for Bursa Malaysia, and rising foreign shareholding. This is supported by net inflows of 1.6 billion ringgit year-to-date and a brighter earnings outlook for KLCI components. Additionally, a US soft landing narrative and China's efforts to stimulate its economy are expected to have positive spillover effects on trading nations like Malaysia. Bursa Malaysia ended sharply higher today with broad-based buying. At 5 p.m, the FBM KLCI rose 16.98 points to end at 1,555.59. Market breadth was positive, with 615 gainers against 425 losers, while 472 were unchanged. According to Rakuten Trade, investor optimism was reignited as major regional markets recovered and closed higher. This was fueled by late buying following China's decision to lower its 5-year loan prime rate by 25 basis points to 3.95%. US-based investment bank Goldman Sachs upgraded its rating on global equities to overweight on prospects of economic growth and recovery in manufacturing activity. This after starting the year with a neutral rating across assets. Recent data showed signs of improvement in global manufacturing activity, including in the US, as market participants will assess the incoming economic data to determine the trajectory of interest rate cuts of major central banks. The brokerage added that monetary policy easing cycles have historically been supportive for risky assets, but may be less so this year. Traders expect to see about a 51.3% change for the US Federal Reserve to cut the interest rates by 25 basis points in June. However, the potential for global earnings growth remains relatively muted due to falling revenue growth and minimal room for margin improvement. And that's all the time we have for Bizworld. I'm Farah Nabilah Wazer. Keep tuning in to TV3.